it obviously wins that matchup in the laning stage, but in the latter portions when you're already farmed up, you can actually melt down your opponent. So it could be a Brody or a Claude ban for Team Flash.
Yeah, absolutely understandable why the Brody is not being picked, because at least from my perspective, this is kind of like an assassin marksman. Like he really wants to like pam ult dead, and that's it. And when it comes to the fights when you need like crush the front lane, like a Claude, for example, like and and a lot of damage is starting to occur, or the Bruno, like Brody is not that kind of a hero. He like to pump, and if he deals no damage with these shots, it's bad for him. So it's more like an assassin. But one time on the last Phygital games, Team Lil Gun went for the Brody, who got like not destroyed, but like behind very much in this first part of the game. Actually came back and went as a decent marksman. Like this is pretty much the first time I saw that. Like they come back with Brody. I thought it's impossible. If you're not snowballing with the Brody, you're not gonna win. But hey, it goes to show not the hero is good or bad. It is the player who is good or bad.
I think Team Flash will just opt for their XP laner now. Thinking about like Khalid, as it's a Diablo special, but it's also good versus the Terisla. I mean, it's not good, but it's like winnable against the Terisla. And you also have that one-shot factor, right? For example, like heroes like Joy as well as Lilia, who have, well, technically speaking, they have low HP pools, and Khalid is a hero that kind of destroys that kind of those kinds of heroes. So maybe Khalid, but okay. So I'm thinking about this Kaja because Kaja plus Aerith is so good and it answers the Joy like you said. So really like this decision coming out from Team Flash.
Yeah, but it also opens the good counter attack for Terisla. If Kaja ults and Terisla is aware of it and counter attacks immediately, because you know, Kaja ult is gonna force your team to kind of go out and follow you, and that's when you can counter-attack with the type of heroes like AoE crowd control like Terisla. So, you need to be aware of that. You cannot just go, okay, we go Kaja for Joy, okay, but now Terisla gonna counter you hard. And that's Terisla for the X plane.
Yep. Kufra, obviously, anti-dash for this Harith, and then the Bruno for just the range and a lot of damage to supplement. Now the hyper carry for RCC is definitely this Joy. Team Flash gonna be looking for their XP lane because we know for sure that this Guinevere is going jungle now, as the Kaja has been revealed. And with the Bruno being in there, you need a one-shot potential like Paquito perhaps for Diablo.
Yeah,
or,
it would be great.
I think Paquito or Khalid. But there's also the merit for the Lapu-Lapu just because of some sort of CC immunity and the Perdelapan.
Nice. Wow. Let's put it even more dashes. Like, we don't absolutely respect your Hoofra pick and go with extra dashes. Yeah, I like that. But way too much magic damage, I guess, would say average Mobile Legend ranked player, but but hey, here it's not working like that. You can build all of them like magic damage and what. Enemy ADC is not going to pick magic resistance items because of that.
Yeah, that is definitely something that Team Flash eventually will have to think about, because they picked this Kaja plus the Harith, which is great, but at the same time they're so dependent on magic damage. That's probably why they flipped the switch and just pick up the Benedetta. And there is a chance where Diablo, knowing Diablo as a player that kind of plays in an unorthodox manner, it could be a full damage Benedetta from the EXP lane. And so far, yes, Lethal Ignition.
I would love, and actually Benedetta starts with the like mid lane help and gonna lose one minion on top side. Yeah, she lost one minion. So I'm not quite sure what exactly that was. Probably being like super defensively and not going to not want to let the enemy to invade probably, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. I really can see the emblems because I want to see what Diablo wants to go for, but unfortunately will not be the case for now.
It's
Maybe
damage,
later.
and I'm sure it's damage.
Yeah, because they need it, right? They need some sort of physical damage source.
Yeah, it's
And
probably
Diablo
the
plays,
penetration and the
Yeah, that's right.
extra damage.
Hades is level 4 now, very quick with a jungling pattern,
Ooh,
whereas the Joy is just
actually,
level 3.
sorry, Harit actually was like winning the trade in the bot lane.
Yeah. That's the thing with Harriet. If you play well, you can outplay your opponents. And you can kind of freeze the lane as well, as you're seeing right now. Because you can actually target your Synchro Fission to not hit the minions, right? So you have a little bit of control. Look at him like almost freezing the lane now.
Yeah, perfect. And Hooper probably should stay on the lane here to help Bruno farm this gold ballista, because he now gonna trade his HP on the bot lane, potentially losing the lane. So yeah, but Hooper decided to rotate for the turtle.
Yeah, they wanted to get the level for the Kufra, so the Kufra actually went in for that play. And now the turtle fight ensues. Watcher wants to go for Castle, misses the shot, but Hades will take the turtle. Joy activating the 3, but stun, the Petrify coming out from Diablo was so perfect. Not gonna convert into another kill, but that's enough to fend off RCC.
And the retribution was lost as well on the turtle, like retribution fight, let's say it this way. And the Harriet are coming to spam TPs already, but he almost one level ahead and forced Bruno to go back and potentially lose even more farm using his second skill. But the initiation on Kaja, Tyrant's Rage going in, and the balls are flying into his beak, and he's gonna be broken.
Oof. Oh, Vanix, as expected, wins the lane. And like you said, the decision coming out from the Kufra to get into the mid lane instead of defending his teammate, unfortunately backfired. What
Yeah,
RCC
he should help
wanted
with the lane control, sorry.
Yeah, and RCC wanted to go for the ultimate for Kupi on the first turtle fight, but they were too slow.
Like when you get caught in the middle of the two decisions, you are in a bad spot. You like it's like we talked about. You don't need to think, you need to act. What first comes to mind is the right decision, actually. Oh, nice conceal of the passive.
That's right. Jump from Hades not gonna land. But this is just to zone them out because they want to push. But in comes the Violent Requiem connecting onto the Kufra. It took a lot of time, but they took him out anyways. That's Kufra down, and the outer turret energy shields onto the bottom, given to Vanix. This Harith is farmed.
Yeah, and just like I told, I mean, I can't say it this way because I basically told everything can happen, but one of the things I said, if Team Flash will win the mid lane rotations and not lose the side lanes, they're gonna prevail, and that's pretty much what is happening here. Mid lane rotations are completely won by Team Flash, and overall tempo is much higher.
Oh, yeah. Hades securing the turtle, just as easy as that. That's the second turtle of the game, and already Team Flash is winning by a lot. And they're putting a lot of emphasis in the gold lane. You can see that they're zoning out Wiser. But in comes the jump. Purify is available for Vanix, activates it. Zaman Force now as well. In comes the Kaja with the ultimate. Now Kufra with the ultimate himself, but will not be enough. In comes the Joy, has to back out actually, because the damage output coming up from Team is just more than enough. Diablo goes down from the other side, but in this fight, Troublemaker is taken out even after the sprint. Weezer gonna be able to farm, I think, and defend, because there's no divine
he's probably not
anymore.
gonna defend it. The Zaman Force popped on the bot lane as well, being off of cooldown, and being farmed just as a bonus with turret. And
That's
a lot of problems here for RCC. On the top lane, Benedetta was taking advantage of her high mobility to make this gang on bottom lane happen, but pays with the turret on the top side. But on the bot side, such a good stolen ultimate from Lydia was popped right like from the last hit possible, almost in the verge of death, used by Valentina and to regen her HP and eventually result in turret and 3 kills.
Gonna be Diablo with the damage. Troublemaker is in trouble. Taken out even after the ultimate. And Castle wants to dip his toes into the fight, has to back out because there are 5 members of Team Flash. They did clear the minion wave in the middle, so there will not be any push. But RCC now struggling.
And the initiation on the Kaja goes here from the Hufra with the first kill. No follow, though they might counter-attack Hufra now with Guinevere just ults him like second and third time in this game already and just focuses the roamer.
0-3 for Kupi, the Hufra. Well, the overall effect of what he did was to give a kill to Team Flash, but they also secured their purple buff on the joint because of that. So at least there's a trade-off for RCC, but the turtle, the third turtle of the game, Team Flash will take it as Hades didn't even need to pop the retribution for that one. Up top, you can see JP wants to go for the fight, has the flicker, but now it's caught by the Kufra. No follow-up though from RCC. Without any minions for now, Team Flash will back out, but in the middle they're able to push.
Yeah, the pressure is real. The Force popped out. Castle uses his own ultimate, trying to counter Valentina. Valentina, while doing damage into his face, Joy comes into fight, pops all the jumps and ultimate just defensively to go away, and the damage is there. Just damage to the counter of the Joy.
It's gonna be the jump. Coming up from Kufra for the counter. They want to go for this play, but it goes Vanix again with the Zaman Force. Doesn't need the Purify as he takes out the Bruno and even more. That's going to be Kufra down for the count. Team Flash destroying RCC up top lane.
Yeah, that's a pressure. Like, pressure is everywhere. And second skill to avoid the damage from the turret and not gonna be able to survive. But still, every turret is down. 53 seconds for the Lord. Probably gonna push mid as well, take all the buffs and go for the Lord. Wow, how do you come back from that one?
You need a miracle for RCC. A massive AoE combo with your Tyrant's Rage as well as your penalty zone. But they also need the damage.
Just wanted to mention, like, on the bot lane there was a moment when Hufra kind of used first skill on a Harriet and then second skill on top of him, but still Harriet was managed to like jump out with his own second skill, and so Hufra not really like counters that one.
Oh, look at that. Look at the damage coming from Vanix. That's Zaman Force committed. No depth whatsoever. Castle wants to fight for the flicker play. Penalty zone, but where's the follow-up? No follow-up coming up from RCC. And Team Flash will just back out because of that. That's a flicker burned out. And Team Flash gonna be very confident into taking this Lord now, knowing that there's no penalty zone and flicker from RCC.
Yeah, Lord easily being taken, not even trying to bother these just fully commit to defense RCC here, waiting indeed for a miracle probably, but double Purify, not thinking that way. Miracle is not going to happen probably, but we'll see. It's Mobile Legends, Land of Dawn, and you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. We never know what's gonna happen, but what we do know is that Team Flash has a massive lead over RCC now. Top lane is where the Lord is at, and the bottom lane gonna be controlled by Team Flash with all of the heroes almost parked in here. And even Hades, as the Guinevere just walks around nearby, and even the Lilia cannot prep cannot prep his defense. Up top, they know that the Joy's there. Team Flash will not chase because all they wanted is the purple buff. Now being taken by Vanix. We know for sure that Harry loves this invades.
Yeah, map is totally being controlled by the Team Flash. Lord is marching top lane and the mid lane is being pushed as well. Mega Minions, Hufra charge, potentially jump in with the flicker, but no, save it for the next time. Mid lane is being farmed alongside with the passive on the turret, and the Lord is coming into the fight.
Lord up top. There's the Kufra with the jump, not catching anyone. But the Teresa catches 4 penalties on the 4 members of Team Flash. Where's the damage? So Bruno tries his best, but Hades gets out. They did defend, but they will not get any kills out of that.
And then Tyrant Range wasn't popped actually on top of that. Potentially could stun even more for people, but the Divine Judgment goes into the roamer just to front target, and the counter attack jumps in, not being able to cast his own Tyrant Range, being picked off. Castle running away, trying to survive, uses first kill to just have a little bit of regen, and eventually survives.
Ooh. Joy taking out the Benedetta onto the other side of the map. Bruno wants to get into JPL. He's quick, but he's not able to catch up nonetheless. 8,000 for Team Flash. They will be settling for an inhibitor turret up top. And because it's just the first Lord of the game, I think for Team Flash, they're going to be very happy about the result.
Yeah, and now they know they shouldn't group up against the penalty zone and Tyrant Range because... but hey, there was no follow-up, and it was not like the obliteration of the first... four people. All RCC team was kind of focusing Lord when 4 people was caught in the ultimate, and it still resulted no defense on the turret though. Maybe should went for the hero kills, but hey, second Lord is spawned again.
It's gonna be the fight around this Lord, which actually is not a fight at all because RCC just forgo this Lord, just did not even fight. Hades will have to commit the retribution just to make it fast, and it will spawn in 3 seconds. Gonna be up top, and they wanted to rush to taking the Lord because they wanted to really hammer down RCC.
Yeah, that's for sure. And mid lane being pushed already, top side trying to synchronize the minions. Harriet going on the bot lane trying to do the same thing, and mid lane probably is going to be prioritized. Benedetta is not there yet, and trying to prepare her own final blow for the gets initiation on the Benedetta, but not Tyrant Range, not hitting the stun, forcing to use second skill out, and the Lord is being farmed. No ult, 1 ult down.
Let's go for it without the ultimate. Curtizy. Oh, it comes a jump penalty zone onto 2. Where's the damage? They are able to take out the advantage. No! The stolen magic shoes, and now one shot is gonna be punished. Harith damage is just too much. Vanix just destroys the Joy. And what a clutch utilization of the ultimate coming out from Curtizy. Copying the black shoes to get out into safety.
Yeah, second time in this game.
Could be there.
Insane usage. So much resources was popped trying to kill that Valentina. It resulted in her low HP. And the second attempt, just Divine Judgment can seal Tyrant Range at the counter attack with the Zaman Force trying to kill all of them, just damaging here and there, and triple kill for the Harriet, and the Crystal is going to go down.
Woo! Good at coming out from the Kufra with the jump and the flicker, but he didn't have the ultimate. That's why he wasn't able to pin down the members of Team Flash. Well, you can see Team Flash in this case with this magic-based kind of composition still managed to eventually win the game. And the reason why... Yeah, the reason why Harith is picked up is mainly because of the Joy. This is the first time that Harith is actually picked up against the Joy. And in combination with the Kaja, it's difficult to actually play Joy in this game. And I cannot blame RCC on One Shot most particularly for struggling in this game. This is actually a very difficult game to play around with.
Yeah, he was picked exactly for a reason. It was the gimmick. To give Joy and understand what to do against this type of heroes. Her 5-man rotation on the bot lane, prioritizing Roamer here and trying to get even more pressure on the turret. Here, the super good boot first time in the game, and then we're gonna see it alongside the game as well. But the result in 2 kills, but the top turret went down. Here is the trying to get some pressure on the Kaja, but gets countered by the Guinevere yet again, and the Harriet is here to follow this up. But yeah, I wanted to mention that on the mid lane when Hufra went in, he had no ult, but still get countered by the Divine Judgment just in case he had this ult, and and so unfortunate miss on the Tyrant's range when jumping on Benedetta as well, kinda didn't hit the wall with Benedetta, and so execution wise was kind of predictable.
It was really, I guess, a tough break for RCC, not finding all those openings. And Castle, good initiation, in fact, catching 4 of the members of Team Flash because of his
Without
timing.
flicker.
Exactly.
Just bold ultimate. Yeah, just like that. I guess RCC even themselves didn't quite understood what happened.
Yeah.
So nobody kind of went for the attack when they should.
They didn't have the follow-up they needed, and they were struggling when it comes to the economy. That's also the reason why. Look at Kufra landing eventually will land the Flicker Tyrant's Revenge after this play. You can see it, but the damage also wasn't there. And you can see that Diablo timed the Petrify the most opportune moment, waiting for RCC to actually commit in the fight, and that means that they can punish with the Petrify of Diablo. 12-0-1 from Vanix. Harith, 34% damage dealt, 880 GPM. This is probably one of the best performances that we've seen from a player when it comes to the stats, right? So it's one of the more perfect showings from Ed Gold Laner that we've seen all throughout the Games of the Future tournament. So well done, Vanix.
Yeah, insane gameplay, and from the minute 1 he already started to apply a lot of pressure on the opponent's gold laner, which was Bruno at this point. Every time I was watching gold lane, every time Bruno was like half HP and lower, and Harith was like 75% like at minimum.
Yeah. You see some of the other stats here. Unfortunately for RCC, they just couldn't find an opening. And Team Flash with his Harith Kaja pickup, they're looking very confident. The Diablo did go for the damage build-up, right? So we cannot see the actual emblems, but we know that when it comes to his items, I saw Heptasis, I saw just full damage coming up from Diablo. And you can see the overall damage output of this Benedetta is actually very scary.
Yeah, and the first usage of her Electro Final Blow with the Petrify catching up 3 people on the turtle, which resulted the turtle taken and 1 kill on top of that. But it's insanely good. And when they went for the mid lane tier 3 turret, same thing happened, like ult and multiple people get caught into the Petrify. But the follow-up, I want to point the follow-up differences from the both teams. Like when RCC gets their jumps in and ults, like nobody really wanna follow that. On the different side, the Flash jumps in and like everybody follows that. Everybody follows that with the damage, and that's exactly what you should do.
Yeah, that was very well put, Mabar VIP, because that's exactly what happened in the game. Obviously, we are going to be talking about the draft later on, but for now, the fact that when Castle goes in with a 3-man penalty zone and a 4-man penalty zone with the flicker, there's really no follow-up. And I think that happened maybe 3 to 5 times in this game. And that speaks volumes on the lack of chemistry that we're seeing from RCC as compared to Team Flash. So definitely something that they have to be working on. Now the question is, was it a draft problem that happened in this game? I would say that it is it's also the draft that played a lot of impact, for lack of a better term, in that particular win for Team Flash, but not because of the mistakes that we saw from RCC in the drafting, but more of how they drafted it with that Harith priority, right? So they kind of forced the side of RCC to pick up this Kufra.
Yeah, they kind of outdrafted that department. But on mid lane was kind of like not working together. Like this Kufra, like a little bit useless rotation on the gold, doing nothing, then going to the mid lane. That's not what you want to have when you play against this kind of team. You really want to like penalties on the rotation on the mid lane, like don't let them run around for Kaja run around, and kind of try to maybe pressure Valentina, who has not that big of a damage early, and kind of slow start, was waiting for the enemy to attack on them, and the Joy didn't quite shine. Tried to like early game, like the triple jump and the ultimate and the retribution on the turtle didn't work, and nothing like follow up, and just run away with immunity on the ultimate. So like I don't think it's draft. I think it's draft. I mean, they didn't use the full potential of their heroes, so you cannot kind of judge the draft was bad. So I think draft is okay. It's more like Harry constantly pressuring the Bruno on the lane, constantly threatening. The Benedetta is using her high mobility advantage on the Terisla, always skipping lane, always going to help the team, forcing Terisla to kind of choose. He either gonna farm the wave or he gonna go to his team to help, which is bad thing to choose of, right? And so the mobility was on a higher spot for Flash here, and they used the full advantage of that mobility.
Yeah. And speaking of taking full advantage of their heroes, when we're looking at this Bruno versus Harith matchup, although I easily say that it's a Harith favored matchup in the gold lane, there's always a way for the Bruno to actually win that lane.
Yeah.
Especially if the Bruno kind of, tanks some of the synchro fission damage and just stay in front of the minions. There is a potential there, right? For him to not be in the Philippines they call it freezing the lane, right? In the that spot.
Yes. I understand.
So,
agree.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? When you looked at this Bruno versus Harith matchup, there was a time where they literally gave up control of that gold lane. They just let the Harith win the matchup against the Bruno, which I think shouldn't be the case. And imagine if the Bruno has a lot. It was faster when it comes to becoming online. Imagine if he had more items in the mid game. Maybe after Castle initiates, maybe they could have done some more damage with this Bruno, but wasn't the case. So when it comes to the execution, it was also critical to put a lot of emphasis on that gold lane, because we know for sure that Harith is such a good laner, but it kind of felt like they literally just gave up that control.
Missing like the understanding. Like let's put it this way: on the level 1, if you have the ball available, like you have one on you and one extra, I mean, you can literally like trade with Harith and not focus in the lane, and you're probably gonna win the trade. So you should use that, and then you need to like kind of a little bit snowball to the set to make this position when Harith level 1 and you level 2, and even more pressure a little bit. So I think I absolutely agree on you, and I think it's with you, and I think it's a perfect point that Bruno kinda played passively and let Harith like harass him. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that's absolutely one thing that they have to fix now. And I think that, I do agree with you. It wasn't really just the draft that, or it wasn't predominantly the draft that lost them the game. It was more of the how they reacted to whatever it is that Team Flash is doing. So, of course, we have to give credit where credit is due, our Barbie. We gotta have to say, like, Team Flash actually played so well that game. They played in a very coordinated manner. So much better from their previous performances in the group stages, and because of their more efficient and quicker decision making as a team and not individually, that allowed them to really win the micro and macro battle in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, absolutely agree. They like this thinking faster as a team, making more like decisions. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
RCC kind of like hesitating and questioning every decision
Yeah.
instead of committing with full efficiency into that decision, not questioning is it good or right. This is actually, I want to bring one thing which I concluded when I was at M3 watching. Actually, BTK was like playing and winning a lot of teams with their Roger. You probably remember that. So I concluded that even on a paper, like wrong decision might be a right decision if you like commit fully to it and maximum efficiency, like hit all of the skills, like strategically, tactically, it may be not the best decision, but if you like all fastly do it, you're gonna have more time on the enemy. So this is a type of thing that wrong decision can be right if done perfectly.
Yeah, no, I think that's also one of the lessons that I tell players when they ask me, like whenever I see like somebody commit a mistake, but because the other members, or if there's a call, right, and not all shot calls are perfect, not all shot calls are the best or good, right? Sometimes it will be a mistake, it will be a bad decision, but if you do it as a team, when you're under one I would say the same page. That's what I'm trying to say. If they're under the same page and you're playing so that you wanna just make a simple play, like maybe kill one person, but you're a group up all together and you're making the decisions as a team, you're gonna be in a much better spot. It will look better if you approach it that way. Let's not wait any longer, War Barbie, because now we are heading into draft of game number 2. Team Flash going up against RCC. It is going to be CC and Fairness as the bands from Team Flash. And then if you're looking at Royal Cybersports Club, or RCC, we are seeing that it's Matilda as well. I think it's the same band as before, Matilda as well as the Nolan for RCC.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to play the same, like, did you saw this kind of stuff when teams like a second game they want to do like the same draft and the same bands and trying to like prove some points? Maybe we're gonna see something like that here.
Yeah, all too well. I've seen that so many times. So that being said, I'm remembering what Team Flash banned after this. Well, they did ban the Guinevere this time. So that means that they might be the team they might be the ones who are eyeing the Arlot or the Joy. But now, since the Joy is banned out, it's either Arlot or Ruby for Team Flash.
Ruby, like, I don't know, Benedetta went so good in the previous game, so maybe they just gonna repeat this one, because I mean, if Terisla being drafted and he can just be kited, out-rotated.
Yeah. Arlot.
And
Arlot
Ruby can lose to this Terisla.
Yeah, that's true. But then RCC, knowing their priorities, they might just go for Terisla. Nevertheless, their third pick perhaps. And there's the Ruby, as expected. Might be a Terisla for RCC. And because they don't have the Joy now, maybe they're not that scared of the Harith. Maybe just go Claude or for RCC. Like Terisla, Claude, or...
Some insights. I don't think they have Claude available here on the level needed to win the game. So this is one of the things that Team Flash might not knowing, but I don't think the Claude is a good option for RCC.
Okay, well, they will go for Novaria Arlet, so that's a very comfortable draft now for RCC. Team Flash, they need some sort of assassin that can dive the Novaria eventually. We're gonna be looking for that. Team Flash is also a team that likes the Hellcurt, which is an assassin that really makes it so difficult for Novaria to play. But if they do want to go for Hellcurt, that will be in the latter portions of the draft. That could be their last pick, right? So they might
When they
just
can
go
steal.
for yeah, they just go for another Harith actually for Team Flash. Right? No, they go
Ooh,
Fanny.
the Fanny, yes, thank you. I love when the
Alright.
people. And now the easy part is done. Now you gotta like perform with the Fanny. Please
Yeah.
don't farm till level 6. Go
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything, Hades is a Fanny master, so you can expect him to be aggressive in the early stages. It's gonna be that's definitely gonna be one of the considerations here. RCC, they definitely need more lockdown. Apart, Arlet surely great when it comes to like controlling with the Final Slash as well as the Vengeance and also the dash. That's a good answer for RCC because that's the thing with Frederick. It kind of combos well with the Arlet because there's a lot of sources for CC. Like you have a knock up, you have a taunt. If you are the Frederick, and it's very much timeable because when you land your taunt, you reset your lockdown, your knock up anyway. So there's just a lot of like synergy between Arlet as well as Fredrin. So that's just such a great pick from RCC.
Yeah, the synergy is the key. You know, it's every
Yeah.
time. But Valentina, like as well, is kind of blocking RCC for going this LE crowd control type of heroes. Like it's so uncomfortable now to pick like Grok, Minotaur because you're gonna get this back.
Yeah, exactly. Valentina. That's the strength of the Valentina. RCC are gonna be banning out the Harith. And interestingly, Team Flash bans out the Brody. Brody's a hero that, in a way, answers the Fanny. The real marksman answer to the Fanny is the Moskov. I'm not sure if RCC plays that hero. But yeah, Brody is a soft answer to the Fanny because it's tanky enough and it has a reliable stun against the Fanny. So you can actually stop the Fanny and then take over with stacks, and you can reach it with the ultimate if you're fast enough on popping it. So it just makes a lot of sense for Team Flash to ban this Brody.
Yeah, pretty good ban, but hey, again, like there is pretty much what RCC can pick now. Leslie 1-1. That's what Clint maybe there was Clint, but Clint getting banned again.
Yeah.
I hope Wizard gonna pick just pick 1-1. Man, I mean, this is kind of again inside. I told you I played with like 3 players a lot and coached 2 of them, so I know them. They're like my children. So and or Carry as well.
Carry.
He have like so good 1-1, but he like he's not believing into himself and not picking this hero. So yeah, that's kind of sad to see. Like he should like commit to it and just go in, like trust.
This could be as simple as a Bruno for Team Flash, and then if you want to answer the carry, especially with the carry build up now with the quote tag gear carry, you might just go for something like Yuzhong actually for Team Flash. So you also have access to the backlines. And then there's also the Paquito so that you can split push, because if you're RCC and when you go Fredrin Arlet, you want to really group up together. You want to team fight as much as possible. So I'm thinking like 2 answers here. There it is. As expected, it's the Yuzhong from Team Flash.
But you know, the carry these days are going with this tanky build, and in this game in particular, it seems like a very good option here. I personally absolutely don't like this build, but in this game, it's a go.
Yeah, especially against the Fanny. So now you're looking for a roamer for RCC. Do you want to go Franco? I'm not sure if they. I'm not sure if they play Franco.
Maybe Kaja, but I would actually like to see some. Tigreal. I mean, that's gonna help. That's gonna help. But Valentina is a factor. Big factor
right,
now.
You're right.
Like
I think
that's so
the reason,
hard to pick.
Yeah, the reason why they picked up the Tigreal is that there's a little bit of invasion that Tigreal can do, like because you can practically reset the buffs, right, because of your dash. But it's not the best. So the choice between like other heroes like Franco as well as Kaja and then the Tiger is more of a personal taste now. I think that they just went in for what is more comfortable for them. Obviously, there's a knock up, a dash, and a knock back, a knock up, and then a stun from the Tigreal. So you overload with CC, and you know, generally speaking, you're in a much better spot, or you're in an easier spot as compared to when you're going for Franco, where you need to land the hooks first.
But I mean, yeah, the Franco is the type of hero who needs to pressure enemy team, somehow pressure enemy team without dealing any damage to them. Basically need to like get under their skin, like, so make them believe you're being hooked like from everywhere. So
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen against Flash probably.
Gonna be a very quiet early game, I think, for at least for RCC, because they just want to make sure that they have good Lord control eventually. So they need the farm for sure.
And the
And,
lane control is some scouting from the Tigreal on the top side of jungle. Here is rotation from the Yuzhang on mid lane, potentially gonna utilize his Petrify here. I really like that. No Purify on Novaria potentially might be an attack.
Oh, Wizard. Oh no, that's a problem, Hades.
Speaking of
Oh,
attacks,
you were asking for this, War Barbie.
speaking of attacks, as soon as he get level 4, he immediately go for gold lane and picks up the main carry of the enemy team. Wow, that's good usage of the ultimate.
For sure. Diablo, I think he missed some minions up top, and that will be tricky because we don't know for sure if the Valentina will get level 4 with that. Valentina does not go for the switch, so it will not be on the level 4 roam kind of rotation for Team Flash, whereas for RCC, that is what they're going for. So 4 ultimates might be available for RCC. Tiger's Implosion is also available. Castle goes in for the zone out. In comes Diablo, but one shot just secures the turtle easily. Hades didn't even fight, but it comes out a knockup coming out from the side of RCC, catching 2 JPL as well as Diablo down and out. Great plays coming out from RCC, and that's a twofer with a turtle to boot.
Yeah, pretty good start for RCC. That's exactly what they needed. Now they gotta help the gold laner of the carry here. And yeah, a little bit of blunder from the Valentina implosion. It, like, kind of wasted it from no one. Trying to like read the enemy attack to ult, but eventually doing nothing, which resulted to the 2 kills for the RCC. But no map control, like you would like to like have blue buff for that.
Exactly. It's gonna be RCC with already a great recovery compared to the previous game. Vanix versus Visor. Gonna be a stable lane. At that, Implosion connects onto 2 after the dash. No various damage is there as well as one shot. And that's gonna be RCC finding and collecting another kill.
No, such a good follow-up from the one-shot on Fredrin here. Makes this crowd control chain even longer with his taunt and eventually finishing up. And now it's probably gonna be the invade on the purple buff. Potentially Dragon gonna be popped. Second skill for Novaria helps to clean up the purple buff, and yeah, pretty good pressure here. Exactly what you gotta do against Fanny.
Yeah. Hades a little bit early on the retribution does not find the purple buff. Fortunately for Team Flash, it was the hands of Curtizi. But as a Fanny, you know, missing that retribution, the purple buff, that's gonna hurt. That kind of even tells us that RCC might just get this turtle uncontested. Team Flash will not want to fight without the purple buff on this Fanny. So that should be an easy turtle take for RCC.
Yeah, no contest here. Rubit gonna try to do something, but not obviously gonna happen here, but the lanes are being pushed for a little bit. There's some gold advantage on top. I mean, the taking of the shell, gold shell, and on top of that, even the turret. But the attack here from the Arlots run around under the turret and killing the Fanny.
Oh, that's gonna be really bad for Hades, losing his life up top for a free kill. And then the entirety of RCC just farming. Vanix wants to fight against Visor right now. He's quite low. Gonna be chased down. Good defense coming from JPL, but the flicker place is there. Look at that. Appraiser's Wrath. And in comes the Astral Echo. Vanix now in trouble. Very low HP. Implosion copied by Courtesy. Connects onto one shot. And they have the damage with the turret. They take him out. Now they want to find more. And RCC biting off more than they could chew. They did not respect the damage, and T-Flash punishes.
Such a good stolen implosion here from Valentina, catches absolutely off guard one shot here and tanking like 5 tower hits, which finished him off.
Vanix with a good recovery out there with the Haskell's, almost with the Berserker's Fury. It's a little bit waiting for that one, Hades.
Ooh, the damage.
And so far, Castle is being on point with this Arlet.
Yeah, Castle farms a little bit more than Yuzhong, but on the other hand, the Bruno has a lot of farm, almost get his Berserker's Rage finished. It's around maybe like 1,000 gold more. Initiation and Implosion with counter attack on Flicker, catching up to people, big control, and the kill that RCC needed. The Bruno shut down, and the follow-up on the Valentina here finished her off as well, and that's 3 kills for nothing.
A very clean take from RCC, and it all started with Koopy going in for the flicker implosion play, catching 2. Defense. Oh, Visor gonna be taken down by Hades. Overstaying in the mid lane, might be able to push. The stunts, okay, JPL defense for now. But there's another wave of minions.
Do not underestimate Fanny yet again. Even though purple buff was taken from her and she was killed, and the Thunder Belt is built like a first item, which gives you obviously HP and armor, still almost like one-shots.
Yeah. But then RCC are still leading. They might even be able to push bottom lane as the Arlet is there. It is gonna be complete. Hades not gonna find anything on top Castle. Castle just holding his ground. Mid lane, they want to defend it. Oh, Vanix receives the Astral Sphere. That's gonna hurt. But because of the Haskell's, he's able to just lifesteal some of the damage away.
There's a great potential for a huge implosion this game because of Astra Echo, which gives the better hitbox on the enemy, and the tower eventually gets just backdoored, and no middle turret.
Yep, there was an update where if your magic damage is higher than your physical, you consider magic damage as your autos on turret.
Yeah. Understand. And mages can push good as well.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Looks like there's a little bit of a standoff up top of the river. The T-Flash are not confident playing this because they don't have the purple buff again from the Fanny. And nevertheless, Fanny's on the bottom lane as well. Hades just can't catch a break. I mean, Castle is just destroying this Fanny. And even Kurt receiving that Astral Fear. Troublemaker just hitting the shots. Invasion coming up from RCC. Hades badly needs this. One shot is the first one to get to level 12. But Fanny secures it nonetheless.
No, even though one level
Hades,
advantage.
but he gets it.
Very good retribution.
Yes. And
but the RCC now might go for the Lord because there is no retribution kinda, and Fanny wants to invade for herself. Arlo doing a lot of damage actually for Fanny, misses his ultimate, but the second skill of Novaria hits right in the front of the fly, and Diablo here trying to invade himself and forced to use the Black Dragon to run away, but followed by the arrow yet again, and the snipe from the potential snipe from the Troublemaker not needed.
A disastrous sequence of events for Team Flash. They will lose the Lord for sure. And Hades already outplaying his opponent Castle, but he did not realize that there's a there's a troublemaker Astrosphere that is ready to receive him, and that actually allowed Castle to eventually take out Hades because Hades was chunked too low. And Team Flash now behind by 5,000 gold, and there's even a Lord gonna be pushing towards Team Flash.
Oh yeah, the underestimation here happens. Like they didn't expect RCC to like prioritize purple buff for Fanny, which is like #1 thing you should do against Fanny. Kinda always. I mean, Yuzhong tried to cover up the buff, but you gotta like, I don't know, attack on that. And now Fanny should play without purple buff, which is absolutely possible actually. You just need to understand how to do it.
Oh, the RCC are leading by so much. 6,000 now, gonna be pushed in the middle. For sure they'll convert with that, and then Wiser up top just ushered the wave. The minion flow is great up top. They took down the turret naturally. And even the bottom lane is gonna be zoned out. Oh my god, RCC are playing this so well. They are pushing and they are so disciplined at this. 4-man Astral Echo.
Yeah,
it could be an implosion for RCC. Yeah, be careful about this. Fighter Slash not gonna connect. In comes Diablo with the ultimate, but it's not gonna catch anyone. That's a weird play coming out from Team Flash.
Yeah, just for in the sake of defense, probably was popped the Dragon to save their inhibitor turrets here. It's understandable. Maybe it was unnecessary, but like, you know, you never know the future. I mean, the RCC could attack here, and they was kind of prematurely used the Black Dragon form.
Oh man. There's gonna be some split push from Hades, but Castle is there. Fortunately for him, the Astral Echo does not hit. One shot almost controls him, but he gets out. Even the orange buff is getting reset here. He's gonna take it. It should be Hades still. But they need the purple. And this is the priority now for RCC. Clearing out the minion wave and then transferring to this fight. Castle is in here. So difficult for them to fight. And that's an easy purple buff invasion coming up from RCC.
Yeah, and a potential setup for the Lord in 35 seconds. Here the split push comes. I don't know about that ultimate. Have no energy now to run away. Two heroes cutting up. Carrie trying to stack her own passive, running in, popping ultimate, and makes the revenge for the turret.
Not even needing the implosion. Easy job for RCC for now. 12 seconds before the Lord, they don't have Hades. And surely Hades will not have the purple buff because he died. Oh, 100% sure that RCC will secure this second Lord of the game.
Yeah, second Lord probably gonna remain uncontested here. Carry already starting to chunking down with Fredrin here, working down on the Lord. In 10 seconds, you gotta kill it, like right now, probably, yeah. Lord is dead, and in 5 seconds it's gonna come, which is pretty good, and gonna march towards the mid lane.
Oh. Here we are with RCC dominating the game, giving away this Fanny for Hades, but outplaying him all along the way. And it's just a unfortunate sequence of events for Team Flash. Already put them in a very compromised spot. Now it's so difficult to recover if you're RCC. If you're Team Flash, I mean.
Yeah,
Now
Astral Echo is gonna soon fly on the team, but enjoying just the second skill. No ults yet, not rushing
Diablo.
things, but trying to kill here Diablo is dead just for duration of the taunt on the Fredrin and carry damaging mid lane. Fanny from the behind gets interrupted by the airborne effect of Fredrin, and here they're trying to kill the tanks here, but no damage. Phoenix, absolutely no damage, and here is the gold advantage comes out from Hades. Gonna try to do it from the base to the face and not reaching the fountain and not reaching his HP in time. There was potential probably to defend if the miraculous play here, but not gonna happen. And such a smart tank in here for Fredrin to make this crystal pop.
Now we're going into game number 3 as Hades tried. Curtizy tried. And the entirety of Team Flash tried to go for that defense, but it wasn't enough. You can see that it was a one-sided push in the end for the side of RCC, and it all started because of some disastrous moments in the mid lane where Hades was taken out, and also when they went in for the invade, when RCC went in for the invade, the purple buff went to Curtizy instead. So there's so many unfortunate events that piled up together, and then eventually Team Flash couldn't recover. They are making the bad decisions. Diablo just can't find an opening. This was a very underwhelming performance coming out from this Yu Zhong, not able to find any good openings at all. That's how the house of Team Flash just crumbled.
Yeah, I think the Arlot shouldn't be given here because he's just doing so much, and during the game he's kind of like a problem for Team Flash. He's like a second tank running around but with much higher damage. Here the Ruby tried to initiate, which resulted to the counter attack of the implosion of two people from the higher hitboxes here, and resulting kill all three of them, which probably was a turning point in the game.
Well, definitely an important turning point, and this was that one. 9 minutes in, this is where it's already the event horizon for Team Flash, where although they were already trailing behind, but that kind of disastrous set of plays, that meant that there's really no chance for them to get back. And now Diablo just can't even pop his ultimate, not even finding a good opening. And they tried heavily. You can see that the clear was there. The idea was there for Team Flash. They just want to clear the minion wave. That's what Hades tried to do. But they didn't have the